Hey everyone, and welcome to the District Eats, your go-to podcast for all things happening in the District of Prairie Trail. We've got a lot of things lined up this season, but the first thing we're going to do is we're right here in our brand new Chase Decal studio, and we're going to keep you up to speed on all the events, all the businesses, all the things going on with our great sponsors all season long, and you don't want to miss it right here in the district, right in the heart of Ankeny in the district at Prairie Trail. Today's episode is all about summer, but more specifically, we're going to hit on one of the most anticipated event series of the season, NASH Nights in the district. I've been asked multiple times over the last couple months, who's playing? Who do we have coming? What bands are going to be here? But most importantly, the thing we want to talk about today is that these concerts this year are going to be free. But we do have only 100 VIP tickets available. So we're going to sell 100 tickets in our VIP tent. You get drinks, private bar, private viewing area, patio furniture. So it's a great way to come out, be in the VIP tent, hang out with some of your closest friends, and it's only for 100 people. So make sure you hit that button and get your VIP tickets. Let's talk NASH. All right, we're here talking about NASH Nights Live. We're with our presenting sponsors, Trent and Laura Murphy. Laura's with Lamberti, Murphy and Strong PC, and Trent with Murphy Enterprises. So today is really exciting. We're going to announce the NASH Nights bands for 2026. But before we get there, we want to talk a little bit about the partnership, the sponsorship that you guys do, and what you guys love about the district. So let's start with you, Trent. Tell me a little bit about what you do and what Murphy Enterprises is all about.
Murphy Enterprises started out as kind of a flow through from a company I'd sold, trying to find an identity of what do you do after you've moved on from companies. And what I found out was that I have a knack for identifying stress points in other companies, trying to help them walk through some of their whether it's financials or walk through their customer lists and interactions or even staffing. So more of just an advisory role for smaller companies, middle-sized companies, and to help find investment opportunities that would invest in those smaller companies for entrepreneurship and those things. So we call it finding your direction. So helping owners, small businesses find their direction and find out what they're missing or where they could be more strategic.
So if any of those small businesses are watching the podcast, they have the opportunity to reach out to you and you're willing to kind of come in and analyze their business and sit down with them and figure out a plan.
Yep. Sit down with them, look at what they're missing or what they think they're missing, give them some affirmation on some of the things they're doing well, and give them some ideas or some strategies on areas where they might need some help, and then try to find other people in the businesses of other small businesses I've worked with that I can put them together and they can work together to solve sometimes both their problems.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, Laura, Lamberti, Murphy and Strong, we see you guys all over the Ankeny community, sponsorships and things that you guys do. And tell us a little bit about the law firm and what you do on a daily basis.
Yeah, absolutely. Lamberti, Murphy and Strong is a full service general practice law firm here in Ankeny. So what that means is we handle all your legal needs. The only things we don't do are probably easier to describe. So we don't do bankruptcy, we don't do taxes, and we don't do immigration. Okay. So outside of that, if you've got anything from traffic issues, setting up a new entity, a new business, a sale of a business, estate planning, family law, civil litigation, those are all things we can help with. And we love being a part of the community, and we pride ourselves on that. We've been here for a really long time, and so we like building those relationships with our clients and our businesses and making the community great.
So we always see a lot on social media, and especially in our community, somebody's looking for legal help. So I think, that's something, if somebody is looking for any type of legal help that you guys do, to reach out to the firm and
Absolutely.
set an appointment to come in and talk with you guys.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So you guys continue to support the district, not only the district, but NASH Nights in particular. So, season-long sponsors down here in the district and with NASH. So what does that mean to you both to support the community in that way?
Yeah, I think both Trent and I love being able to not only be a part of the community to help other small business owners and to help people kind of find their direction, like Trent said, but also just supporting our community events and the small businesses in the district, and creating an environment and place where community members can come and enjoy their time together as a family, or just enjoy the outdoors and the spaces we have here in Ankeny, and especially in the district with the live concerts. So it's been a fun thing that we've been able to be a part of, and I think we're glad to. And I'm a country girl at heart, so I mean it brings out the cowgirl in me. So I can't tell you that it's
play a 90s country song.
90s country, throw the boots and cowboy hats on.
It's not hard for me to say yes to this. I love it. So
I grew up in Bondurant on a farm, so country was kind of country way back in the 80s. But I think the most important part for what we do, or what I do, is you're only on this world for a short period of time, and I was always taught you leave it better than you found it. And part of that is building community, building opportunities for families to get together, for businesses to get together with families and community, and to have an identity. And I think the district and adding NASH Nights and all the events that happen help create that climate and culture that we want as a smaller town, but we're a big community. But we also need a place where we gather, where we meet our friends and family, where we can say it's not really stressful, just come up and move around, see the people, see the businesses, talk to people, enjoy some music, and enjoy the company. And I think over time we've gotten away from that. A lot of people travel, a lot of people leave town. For me, sponsoring and helping NASH Nights just helps create that feeling that you get, where you can't necessarily always quantify it, but it's a gut feeling that says, well, I'm glad, I'm proud to be part of that, and I like to see people out enjoying themselves and being part of something.
Yeah, and I think that kind of goes into, kind of the next question of, obviously it's a unique environment down here in the district. And so you touched on a little bit, Trent, with, being able to come out, and we've got restaurants and shops and, entertainment, other entertainment, we've got the theater here, we've got the operating room. So, arcades, those types of things. So it's a unique environment. What do you guys love about that environment and being able to have that live music in a setting like the district?
I like it that you don't have to plan. You could wake up on a Saturday morning and say, I really want something to do today, and there's something there. Where before you always have to put on your calendar, like I have to be at the district, it's only once a summer, or I have to be somewhere only once this time. Knowing that there's a place that you can go, that you can just pick up and go and do it, or you can plan ahead when you know when the NASH Nights are and stuff like that. But just the availability, and it doesn't take a whole lot of money to bring a chair out and sit down and listen to some music and be around other people.
Yeah,
for sure. The district just has so many opportunities for singles, families, older people. I mean, just a wide range. People that want to come and, meet other people, or just come and check it out by yourself. You can walk and check out the businesses, restaurants, patios, live music, whether it's at a restaurant or at the venue in the park area. I mean, there's just so much to do. And like Trent said, I mean, once the weather starts getting nice, there's kind of something going on all the time, which makes it awesome. We used to live really close by, and it was just like, hey, we can walk over to the district and it can fill your Saturday afternoon. There's always something going on. So
you can still come over. You can still come over and park and walk over with us. So
But I think the other thing that people miss is, it's hard to feel safe sometimes.
Yeah.
And literally in the district with all that's going on, and the
police department's down here. We've got private security. I mean,
private security. I always feel safe. I always feel safe with the kids running around. I don't feel like, they're going to go down there and I have to keep an eye on everything all the time. You just have a feeling of safety and security when you're down here, which is always nice too.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes a great family environment. And, if mom and dad are watching some music and the kids are running around, or they're back in the park, playing games, yard games, those things, I think the environment just creates that feel of community, like you said, safeness as a family, that you can come here and your kids are within, eyesight of where you're at, and everybody's having a great night and being able to be outside, be out of the home, and really resonate in the community. So, NASH, here in the district, so your perfect NASH night experience, like what does that look like before the concert, after the concert? Tell me, maybe you guys like the same things, maybe a little bit different?
I'm going to leave that up to my wife first, and then I'm going to play off that.
Yeah. Well, I think coming down, having, meeting at one of the patios, having a drink and something to eat before the concert is always fun. Securing your spot, Really nice weather always helps, right? But I will tell you, keep an eye on the district's Facebook page. They give updates if the weather's kind of getting crappy. I know we always get messages, or is the concert still going on? And I know they try and have the concerts unless something's going to get really, really bad. But we had a couple bad weather events last year, so we keep an eye on that. But they try and play. And the other really cool thing about NASH Nights is because it's that smaller feel, a lot of times the artists get to come down and people can line up and you get those autograph or photo shots, and just kind of a really fun thing to do. So that part of it. And then, hanging out and going on to the next spot after the concert and sitting on a patio and maybe listening to more live music there, or having another bite to eat. So
I think that's the part I like the most, is the access to the artist, that you're close. It's not like you're at the state fairgrounds where you're looking up and saying, wow, they're way over there, but I can see them on a monitor. At least here, if you really want to, you can get close enough to see a smile or see their eyes. So to me, that's kind of cool.
As Laura mentioned too, we've had so many of the artists over the last few years that after the concert, they come down and they stand and they've literally signed into the night, until the last person is gone. The kids are gone. I mean, we've had some great artists that, some of these, Kylie Morgan, it was 100 degrees out here and she stood out and sweated all night and signed all the autographs for all the kids and all the girls and all the families that were here. And so I think that access is really unprecedented. And, some of the artists that we have here, they're up and comers, right? So they haven't really kind of broke all the way into country music yet. So with that access, you really kind of get to know them, and, they're here, they tell their story, their journey, and then you get to go down and shake hands and, get some t-shirts or hats and get to meet them in person, which I think is really neat. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just a unique, like you said, Trent, large concerts. I mean, it's hard. You see them come out on stage and you see them, go away. And, unfortunately, unless you have that meet and greet pass, you don't get to see those artists up close. And, it is sometimes on a screen or on TV or on social media. So I think that part of NASH is something that is really, really unique and I think really neat in our community. So,
and I think there is an opportunity, one of these artists will all of a sudden hit really big. And you'll say, I knew them when they were, I saw Faith Hill when she was 16 at the state fair, and I said, this girl's going to be famous someday. Yeah. And she was. And you can go back, and now if you were at NASH Nights and saw that,
you just aged yourself.
And say, I just shook my head. Very old, I guess.
Yeah, and when we talk to Danger later, he's going to tell us the same thing, right? They had Taylor Swift in the, before she broke through. They've had so many artists in their studio up close and personal. And to be able to do this in the community, I think, to your point, it's a safe setting that we can do those things and those artists feel safe here. And it's just something that, you can say, I knew them when. I think we've all been to one of those concerts. I knew them when they were a lot smaller. So we'll be right back, and we're going to announce the bands for this year. So we want to take a moment to thank our sponsors for this brand new podcast. First and foremost, we want to start with Chase Decals. They wrapped this amazing wall, created this great space for us. So we really want to thank Josh and the team up in Ames, Iowa. Your brand deserves to be seen everywhere. With Chase Decals, create bold wraps and custom graphics that show off the best your business has. They create designs that stick, literally. Chase Decals, wraps, and graphics that stick to your business. All right, so the anticipation's over. It's what everybody's been waiting for. I think every day I've walked through the district. What's the bands? I said, you're going to have to watch the District Eats podcast. So right now we're going to announce NASH Nights in the district. So we're going to announce the bands. So kicking things off on June 4th, who do we got?
You have the opener is Jason Brown.
And the headliner is Neil McCoy.
Awesome. So we're going to do a little bit of throwback to start things off with Neil McCoy. And
love it.
We're gonna learn a little bit more of each of these artists with Danger from 97.3. He's here. So we're going to talk to him in a little bit and give us a little flavor. But then we go in, second concert of the season, June 25th.
Los Hills. And if you don't know what that is, it's a geology thing.
And our headliner?
Josh Ross.
Josh Ross was here for the state fair last year. So bringing him back, bringing him to Ankeny. So I think that's going to be an exciting one. And then wrap things up with...
Opening up with the Elizabeth Mary Band.
Awesome.
and Lainey Gardner, headliner.
Yeah, so exciting lineup this year. Some new up-and-comers, a throwback to kick things off. Anything you guys want to say about the lineup for everyone out there?
No, just super excited for the NASH Nights to start. We've already been getting messages. Are we having NASH Nights again? When are they?
Yeah.
Who's singing? So bring a lawn chair, come and hang out, bring the family. It's a great event. You'll have a lot of fun. So we just love to see people there.
And I think this year with the concert being free, I mean, we've got some VIP tickets, but with the concert being free, we really want to bring the community out. We want to put live country music right here in the district. So again, we want to thank our presenting sponsors. These guys have been with us 3 years. We couldn't do it without you. I know we say that, but it's God's honest truth. So Laura from Lamberti, Murphy and Strong, and Trent from Murphy Enterprises, we thank you on behalf of the district. And Ankeny, bringing live country music to the district of Prairie Trail.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so we're here with Danger 97.3. You guys are a huge part of NASH Nights in the district. So we've got some exciting news this year.
I'm so pumped about this. So first off, NASH Nights in the district, like Lindsay and I are both out for like all these.
Yeah.
But part of it is like we have such a good time at these things. You know what I mean? It's like it's one of those where you're like, oh, I got to go to work tonight. You know?
Yeah, Sonny, I got to go to work.
Yeah. I'll be back.
I'll be back in a little while.
Oh, it's so tough. But these are such fun shows.
Yeah.
And I'll say one of like some of the great things about it is it's always a great crowd. The people are always great. So not beyond the artists, beyond the performers, like, and beyond the show. Yeah. Like just hanging out with the people, you run into so many great people. Everybody's out for a good time. Yeah. Like the weather, I mean, obviously, you know what it is in Iowa, it can be hit or miss. We've had a whole lot more hits than misses.
Yeah.
Right?
We have.
Going into this year. So, I mean, you have such a blast with like everybody. Yeah. So just the crowd hanging out with everybody, first of all, is fantastic. So then now you get good music on stage. You get performers who we've been really, really lucky with how much fun they've been, how accommodating they are, like not just performing, but I mean, they're out there for a good time. You can tell they can feed off the fun of the crowd. Then you take into account that this year it's free. Right. It's not gonna, when everything costs so much more, when people are like, okay, now I need to choose between this and this and this. Yeah. You talk about a lot of people that if they're going to go out to a show, that's like the idea of like, hey, we'll grab a drink or dinner beforehand. It's like, no, not with that price on that ticket. But man, you could come out and have a night out here.
And you can catch free country music.
Yeah, you can bring the kids with you and not have to worry about, all right, we got to buy how many tickets?
Yeah.
Come out. This is going to be so much fun this year. I cannot wait.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about the crowds, I mean, we have had a few nights of inclement weather, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's found a restaurant, one of our restaurant partners' bars, so they're inside, they're waiting it out, right?
Yeah.
And they're hanging out, or they're outside in the rain covering up because they don't want to lose their spot close to the stage.
Exactly.
Right?
It depends on the fandom. Then. I'm more find a spot at a bar guy than I'm willing to lose my spot by the stage.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the fact that we made this free, this is our 4th year doing this. I think we've got some great artists that we'll hear about just in a little bit with you. But let's talk a little bit about the partnership we've had. I mean, we've partnered with NASH now for going on the 4th year. You and Lindsay, you guys, like you said, you're out here every single week, when we have the concerts. What does that partnership mean between the district, NASH Nights, and NASH 97.3?
Well, to me, I love it because you take a look at the district and you look at what all is here. You've got great restaurants. You've got great shops, and then again, with us, then you get great people that come in to check that out. So that relationship has always been an important one. But going back to working with the district, we've worked with the district, whether it's NASH Nights in the district, whether it's some of the other things that we've been able to come out and do. And it's always been just a fantastic partnership. Yeah. It's one of those where you want the idea when you work with somebody that's like at the end of it, you feel like everybody wins, like we all win. Yeah. That's what it always feels like for me. And then it gets you in contact with the community of Ankeny, getting out here, seeing the people that live out here, having a chance to catch up with them on a regular basis. And it's great because you always run into somebody where it's like, oh man, I haven't seen you in months, or I haven't seen you in years. Yeah. What have you been up to? So it's fantastic. I've always appreciated it.
Yeah. Well, and I think, the key for, from your guys' perspective too is, the goal is if they're not a listener, then they become one, right? Yes. Because they're out here, they're putting faces with names. You're not just a voice behind the radio. I mean, they're putting you, and access to you and Lindsay as well. So you guys are able to talk with some of the fans, talk with the people about the stuff you're talking about every morning on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
You know, bring those things to life.
Yes.
Good or bad, right? Good or bad,
Yeah.
good or bad.
There are times where it's like, this one will stay off the air. But there are certain stories where you're like, oh, yeah, we'll be talking about this tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's fun when somebody comes up and says, oh, I was listening the other day and you guys said this. And then if they walk away, we look and it's like, what were we talking? I don't remember that. What were we talking about?
Well, and I think for us too, you know, from the district side, I mean, it's been extremely important to have that local connection. I mean, you guys live in the community, you work in the community, and you know, so to be able to have that interaction with, you know, this type of a concert series, you guys just in general conversation, a lot of times, you know, hey, we were at NASH last night, and you guys are talking about the experience. I mean, that's stuff we don't have to pay for, right? I mean, it's just that great partnership of local community businesses and partners coming together for the betterment of, you know, for Ankeny and for our community.
You're not kidding. And it is, you'll run into people that you'll meet them face to face for the first time. Like they may have been listening for a while and they have you on every morning, but it's your first chance to talk with them and not just through the radio, and being able to actually, you know, meet somebody face to face, find out more about them. What is it that they love to, you know, when we talk about it, helps us. And then, you know, you'll get some stories sometimes where it's like, oh man, that's going to be a great bit when we do that on the air. You know?
Right.
But yeah, I love it. It truly is one of my favorite events that we come out to.
Yeah,
sure.
That's awesome. So in just a minute, we're going to get into, I want you to give us a little flavor. So we've announced the bands, we've announced the headliners. I want you to tell everybody a little bit of flavor of what they can expect. But before we do that, because we are in the district and there's so many great businesses, what's your MVP pick of the week for the district out here, to let everybody know?
Okay. So I have a couple different ways to go with the basketball that's been on, because it is easier to say, you know, make sure I got a TV somewhere and grab a beer. Right. But I'm not going to lie, with the weather as nice as it's been, like Hidalgo, grab a margarita doesn't sound terrible. I'm not a big margarita guy all the time, but if the mood is right, you know, so that might be it. I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah. Hidalgo on the patio
with
cold
a margarita.
Yes.
Yeah, me and the wife will stop out and do that. Yeah.
Great date night. Awesome. So let's get to what everybody wants to know, right? So we had Trent and Laura here.
Yes.
They announced the bands.
Going back to meeting people here, you know, the chance to hang out with them every year at these shows, great people.
Yeah.
And the fact that they continue to be such a big part of this,
right.
You know, because like you were saying, you can't do it without them. You can't.
Yeah, we can't do it without them.
So the fact that they keep stepping up, I'm so thankful for that. Great. And they really are fun to hang out with too.
Yeah, no, they're great people and, you know, give back a lot in our community. So, you know, we're very thankful for that. All of our sponsors, right? But, you know, the ones that step up and help us put these things on and, you know, those presenting sponsors and all of our sponsors throughout the season, you know, it's one of those things. We can't bring live music, live country music to the Ankeny community, to the surrounding communities without them. So, so they've announced our band. So we're gonna kick it back and go a little old school to start things with Neil McCoy.
I can't wait.
What can we expect?
I can't wait. So if you've had the chance to see Neil McCoy before, you already know this. But the guy, when you talk about energy and a performance and somebody that wants to entertain, like he's there to do so much more than just sing you some songs. Yeah. He's going to bring the fun. I mean, I think the last time he was here was with Rascal Flatts at the Iowa State Fair.
Okay, so
and I'll tell you what, it's like they do a great job.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, man, when you got him coming on first, you're going to have to bring it afterwards. So the chance that you're going to be able to see him, that he'll have more time to perform. I mean, he is the kind of guy, and going back to how some of these artists, they are really accommodating. They like the opportunity to meet and get up close to the fans. He's been like that. I remember we had him at a show, I mean, years and years and years ago. And he's out in a golf cart just riding around talking to people before he was playing later on that night. And you're like, this dude, I mean, but so,
he wasn't sitting in the bus, hanging out.
No,
come out,
staying away from everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, it was like, I want in, I want to get with these people.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm such a big fan of this one, and man, we're going to kick it off the right way.
Yeah.
This is going to be a blast.
Yeah, no, we're excited. So we better tell Jason Brown to bring it.
Oh, he's going to have to.
So he's going to have to bring it.
I'm going to
kick the
see
season
him
off.
this weekend, so I'll talk to him.
Yeah, you've got to tell him. You got to bring it to kick the season off.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then our second show, so we've got up and comer Josh Ross. So he was at the fair a couple years ago, I believe.
He was at the fair a couple years. The first time I saw him, he was opening. I think it was for Luke Bryan, maybe. It was Luke Bryan or Aldine. And he was opening for him, and it was our first chance to talk to him. And that first song, his single again, was just getting started. It went on to be a #1 hit for him. So the first big hit of his career, which was really cool to see. But he's another one of those guys that he's just starting off. He's got another one out now. Hate How You Look, about, he hates the girl looks so good, so I hate how you look, moving on. But again, you're like, all right, dude, you got something started here. It's like you came out with a good first single that was a big hit for you. The second one is trending in that same direction. Yeah. And it's like you look at some of these artists when they start, and they start to build some of these hits one on top of another. And you're like, okay, you got something here. And then on top of that, super nice guy too. So friendly, really, I mean, great personality. The kind when you're done talking to him, you're like, all right, I'm really rooting for this guy, not just because the songs have been good, but also it's like you're the kind of dude that you want to see do well. Yeah. So, but songs wise, just standing up there, putting on a performance, he's going to do a fantastic job. I cannot wait to see him play again.
Yeah, no, I think we're really excited, and I think he's going to be one of those artists you're going to say, hey, I saw him back when, right?
I think so, too.
And I got to see him for free in Ankeny.
And I can tell you this, based off of Lindsay's response after we met him, and my wife was in the room too, ladies are going to have a great night then. They're going to enjoy as well, from what I hear. That's what I've been told. Yeah. So,
and then end of July, we're going to wrap things up with another kind of up-and-comer, Lainey Gardner.
It's like ladies' night that night, but she is. You talk about an up-and-comer and doing it in new ways where people are finding audiences. I think I forget what Fleetwood Mac song. She had put a Fleetwood Mac song where she covered a Fleetwood Mac song out, and it, like, you talk about just blowing up. I mean, it was like over 1 million views, like quick. Jeez. And all of a sudden people are like, man, have you heard this girl's voice? And that's really what started it for her. Yeah. This will be my first chance to see her. This will be my first chance to meet her, and I cannot wait to see what we're in store for. Yeah. And that's the great thing, I would say. If Neil McCoy, I know a lot of people who have gone out to see him before. You know what you're in store for when you come to a show like this. This is one of the great things about it being free. If it's somebody that's brand new to you, that you've never had a chance to see, that you don't know anything about, you come out, check them out, you can do that for not a dime. Yeah. Now, my guess is, because you guys do a great job, the setup of where the bars and things are, my guess is you might have a beer or two. But,
and we're hoping at the end of July, it's nice and hot, right? So maybe a couple drinks.
I'll be hanging out back there.
Yeah, and we've got some strategically located, close
cheers.
to cheers, and come out. I mean, I think that's the great thing is, like you said, you're not spending $60, $80, $100 to go see some of these acts. You're getting to see them for free right here in your local community. Yep. Bring a lawn chair, hang out with us all night. This time of the year, sometimes it gets a little warm, but by the time we've got the concerts going, sun's starting to go down. The weather's beautiful.
A fantastic thing too is the timing of what times the shows start, what time the gates open, what time people can start coming in. And then the idea of bringing the family out, you can bring kids with you, because you're not going home at midnight or 11 o'clock on a Thursday night and have to go into work the next day. Yeah. Now, I will say this, you want to come out and have a great time, take Friday off, right? Because there's places you can hang out at afterwards.
And we got a couple hotels right on ground, so you can just grab a room and then come back Friday night and hang out with us again for Sips and Songs.
Which is also always, it's just a great vibe, a great time. Yeah. It's one of my favorite places to see a show. And I mean, you talk about, we didn't even get into, when we first started this thing, we didn't have that stage.
No, I mean, we were on a temporary stage on a trailer sitting in a field of grass and rocks.
Yes. And then the stage that's there now is just it's a fantastic place to come out to.
Yeah,
I cannot wait.
I mean, I think the infrastructure that was put out here and the way the stage was built and the way that, I mean, when you're inside of those buildings and the sound, I mean, it's unbelievable. The stage is amazing, and we've got plenty of room out here to get a ton of people.
Oh,
the lawn chairs, we don't have to worry about chairs. They can come out, they can sit, they can enjoy the night and just listen to free live music, man. I mean,
I know.
What gets better than that?
And it does. Going back, the free part of it, and now more than ever. I mean, because here's the thing, a free show at any point is great, right? It's always going to be good. But it is a time where it's like everything does cost more, and people are having to pick and choose, whether it comes to entertainment, the groceries they're getting, I mean, just the gas it's going to take to go places. So the thought that it's like, come out, have a great night. You can go out to dinner if you want instead of, you don't have to choose between the two. To me, I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, no, I think we are too. And so, again, we want to thank NASH 97.3, you, Lindsay, your entire staff. I think this is going to be an incredible season out here in the district for NASH Nights Live. I think it's something people aren't going to want to miss.
Oh, I don't think so either. It's going to be a huge one.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
It's like, the weather starts to get nice. This weekend it's going to be 70. Okay, let's get the live music rolling.
Right.
Like,
I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to go now. Now, I know it'd be a little iffy.
Yeah.
It could be 90. It could be a blizzard.
Right.
We had both in 1 week.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That's why, in Iowa,
So it might be smart to push
suntan,
it back
right?
like you did. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your winter survival kit in your car.
Yeah.
You're going to want a blanket, but you're going to want SPF 50, sunglasses, beach ball. You're going to want all that.
all the things.
Yes.
So,
This the winter into spring survival
yeah.
kit.
Well, hopefully we've got great weather this year. Again, huge thanks to Danger 97.3, the NASH. The things that you guys do every day, great country music. I'm a big fan. We've known each other a long time.
You and I go back to well before that.
Well before that.
Go back to the East High days.
East High days. But, I think, I turn on the radio in the morning. It's great to hear your voice. You're local. You've got a flavor of our community. You have a big presence in our community, so we can't say thank you enough for the partnership. Huge, shout out to Trent and Laura that were just here, from Lamberti, Murphy and Strong and Murphy Enterprises. Without those guys, these things don't happen in communities. It takes a small village and to put these things on. So make sure you mark your calendars. We've got the dates, we've got the acts. So Google them, listen to them, get ready for the summer.
That's right. Yeah.
We've got some VIP opportunities. We'll be doing some opportunities to win some tickets, some meet and greets, all summer long. So, don't miss your chance and come out and listen to some great live music right here in the district of Prairie Trail. So
I can't wait. I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have all kinds of fun stuff going on with this. So.
Yeah. So follow us on social media, the district on social media.
Get your friends together and bring them
NASH
out too.
on social media.
Yes.
So we're going to be doing, we'd be doing more live content when we get into it here. But thanks again, Danger. Thanks for coming out and spending some time with us today.
Thank you. I love the studio. This is nice.
Thanks.